The Strange Case of Dr. Coolsool 6 and Mr. Welcoming Mason. Start log. You start a question, and it's like starting a stone. You sit quietly on the top of a hill, and away the stone goes, starting others. A chain effect of stones rolling down a hill. This can sometimes happen to a person as well. They just get lower and lower down that hill, and they start as this well-esteemed person, but then they bring out their evil side. This is a strange case of Dr. Coolsool and Mr. Mason.
Well, you see, all human beings as we meet them are commingled out of good and evil, and Mr. Mason alone, in the ranks of mankind, was pure evil. But it wasn't always this way, because Mason is just a creation of the good man Dr. Coolsool. Dr. Coolsool 6 was a well-esteemed and put-together man. He had it all, grew up rich and surrounded by those he was loved by, enjoyed all aspects of life, and went to college to get his doctorate.
The one thing, however, that he could not do was delete assets and destroy management materials without destroying his reputation. As they say, it is one thing to mortify curiosity, another to conquer it. Coolsool sat in his chamber and thought to himself, with every day, and from both sides of my intelligence, the mortal and the intellectual, I thus drew steadily nearer to the truth, by whose partial discovery I have been doomed to such a dreadful shipwreck. That man is not truly one, but truly two. Then, he said, I learned to recognize the thorough and primitive duality of man. I saw that the two natures that contend in the field of my consciousness, even if I could rightly be said to be either, it was only because I was radically both.
The one thing Coolsool wanted to do was the one thing he couldn't. Coolsool wanted to be evil and destroy assets. So there in his chamber at night, he created Mason. He felt more alive. He felt like a god. In this moment, he had created the true evil known as Mr. Welcoming Mason. He went out, destroyed assets, and then he vanished almost suddenly. And then he said,
There was Mr. Mason shouting, "Shut the fuck up! I want to rape all of you, then I'm gonna murder you, Dad, and repay their dead bodies." Mr. Mason did just that. The end.